guys, it's Lizzie. So I'm getting over being sick and that's where my voice will sound a little off today, but I'm doing a lot better. Like this weekend I was in bed all weekend coughing so much, drinking so much tea. Today I'm doing the 100 facts about me tag, which has been going around YouTube for a few years and I've never done it, and so I'm excited to film that today. I am an extrovert and an introvert, and it's not that I'm in between, but that I have qualities of both. My favorite color top to wear is blue or turquoise. I've been a writer since I was a little girl and I love writing poetry and fiction. I'm really good at understanding other people's emotions and understanding my own emotions, but I'm really bad at putting that into words. I feel misunderstood a lot, and I have for as long as I can remember. I started wearing makeup when I was 14 years old, and I wear makeup almost every single day, and it's like artistic expression and I love it so much. My favorite number is 7, and I decided that when I was 7. I used to be really shy and reserved about meeting new people, but I grew out of that when I was around like 16, 17, and now I will go up to anyone and introduce myself and start talking to them. I use iTunes instead of Spotify because I've always used iTunes, but also because I think it compensates the artist more fully. I have emotional intensity, which is only 1/5 of the population, and that means that I experience life in a more commanding and encompassing and intense and inspiring and awesome and awful. Like everything is just so much more. I have this extreme concentration. Like I get immersed in whatever I'm working on for hours and hours. I love to pray all throughout the day silently for people in the moment, or for myself, or for strangers who I see. I was baptized when I was 13, but I had a relationship with Christ way before that. My favorite type of chocolate is dark chocolate with almonds, but I actually do not eat candy that often. I am a cat person, like Taylor Swift level cat person. My worst attribute is my pride, like thinking I'm better than other people, and it's awful, and I've been praying about it since I was in middle school. I keep journals to record my life, to write down prayers, to just write poems, and I have since I was in elementary school. I ran cross country and track throughout middle school and high school. I was on crutches for a couple months my junior year of high school because I injured myself in track. I was like trying to run over a hurdle and failed. I don't like working in groups with people. Occasionally I'll find people who I enjoy working with, but usually I prefer working on my own. I feel like every part of my personality is a contradiction. I'm curious about everything, and I'm always Googling articles about whatever I'm thinking about: psychological disorders, cat vision, orthodox theology, random people's bios. I loved school growing up. I love studying. I love reading textbooks. I love writing essays. Empathy is one of my core life values. So important to me. My favorite book is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. I lived in Russia for the first 3 years of my life because my parents are missionaries there. I hate apathy. I love reading my Bible, and it's my main spiritual pathway and how I feel close to God and grow in spiritual knowledge. I've spent the past 3 summers in Thailand on mission trips. The concept of spiritual wisdom from Proverbs is something that I've really latched onto and been praying for myself since I was in middle school. And I actually made a video on here about spiritual wisdom, so I'll link it right there. You should go watch it. I love going to counseling. I don't usually get angry at people, a few times a year maybe. I think anger towards people is illogical a lot of the time because I'd say about 98% of the time someone is not intentionally hurting you. When people get angry at me, especially guys, I feel really weak and overpowered and scared, and I just hate it. I forgive people really, really fast, almost immediately. I love writing notes to people about why I appreciate them and value them. I always remember my dreams and the meanings in them and like the symbolism and what it means in my life, and thinking about my dreams helps me understand what's going on in my emotions and in my life. Ecclesiastes is the book of the Bible that I've read the most. I'm very impulsive and I rarely think about the long-term effects of actions or of my life. I'm very direct, and sometimes it can come across as harsh or mean or thoughtless, but I really just value efficient communication and being honest. I'm not scared of confrontation, and I really value direct communication rather than avoiding problems. I actually like discussing them and talking through things. When I was younger, I would always be reading a fiction book book, and so sometimes I revert back to my younger self and I'll just read 200 pages in a day. I grew up most of my childhood without TV or the internet. I did ballet for 8 years. I was on point and it was my favorite, and I recently started it up again. I love stretching, not only before and after a workout, but just to stretch. I wear perfume almost every single day, and my favorite scents are Bombshell and Victoria from Victoria's Secret. I'm really good at faking emotions, like acting in real life, and I don't do it that often, but when I do, I can trick almost everyone in my life. My emotions are shown on my face. It's just like my face wants to be so honest and transparent with the world. Before I even process what I'm thinking, my face is just like emotion. I'm almost 21 and I still don't have my license, but I know how to drive, and I've been driving since I was 15. I love quotes. They inspire me so much. My favorite quote is by Pearl S. Buck. The young do not know enough to be prudent, and therefore they attempt the impossible and achieve it generation after generation. I almost never feel embarrassed or awkward, because it's only awkward if you choose to make it awkward. Usually I only care about what the people closest to me think about me, because everyone else doesn't really know me, and so it doesn't matter. I listen to all genres of music, and I am such a lyrics person, so I'm always looking up lyrics and dissecting them and applying them to my life. I am extremely detail oriented, and I am such a perfectionist about things that do not matter, and I waste so much time being a perfectionist, but I can't not care. I'm messy but organized. I love cleaning, like doing dishes, vacuuming, dusting. It's peaceful to me. I know how to sew. I learned when I was 8. I have my own sewing machine, and so if you give me fabric, a pattern, scissors, and thread, I can make you clothes. My grandma taught me how to knit when I was 9, but I don't really know how to use patterns, so all I can make are scarves. I turn into a 5-year-old when I see escalators, like wanting to go up and down them a million times, because I think they're so fun and awesome, and it makes me so happy. I do not like the concept of casual dating, and I'm really happy that it's kind of disappearing from our culture a little bit, because I'm a really busy person, and I either want to be in a committed relationship or just friends, and I know that it's not that black and white in actual life, but I wish it was. One of the biggest spiritual influences on my life growing up was Barlow Girl. They're a band that have disbanded, so sad, but I love all of their music and I still listen to it. I am always changing my views on things because I'm learning so much in college, and some people tease me about that because I'm always like coming up with new ideas. But I'm a philosophy major, and our major is all about finding truth and changing what you believe to correspond with what new truth you found. I'm very open-minded because of doing debate in high school, and it just taught me to see issues from all different perspectives. I used to play viola when I was younger, and I was actually really good at it, and I love music so much. I do not like food that much. Some people are like so passionate about it. Food is just not something I get that excited about and think that much about. I'll get excited if I made something really yummy or one of my friends did and we're eating it together, like I'll be happy, but it's not a big deal. I know Koine Greek, which is the original language of the New Testament, and I learned it when I was a freshman and sophomore at Pepperdine, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but also the most rewarding because now I can read the Bible in Greek. I have really high expectations and huge dreams, and I love working hard and like putting that into reality. Since I was a young teenager, I always wished that I had multiple lives to live because I have so many passions and so many things that I want to do with my life, and it's hard like choosing between them. I still feel like that a lot, but I have a lot more peace now in like what I am choosing to do with my life. I love eyelet lace. It has been my favorite fashion trend for the past like 2 years. I used to always wish when I was younger that I'd been born with curly hair. But going to Bible camp is one of my favorite sets of memories from when I was a child. I did speech therapy when I was younger because I could not pronounce my S's. 73, let's go. When I was a teenager, I had Invisalign instead of braces. I love cooking. My mom made everything homemade when I was a little girl, so I learned to cook from her, and I love making food for people and making epic food and eating it. It took me over a year to get over my first love, first relationship, and I still think about my ex a lot, and I pray for him and I want the world for him, but I don't talk to him. Whenever I download a new song or a new album, I listen to it on repeat so much until I hate it, and then I download new music and listen to that on repeat, and then I can go to the first music and listen to it and not hate it anymore. I have loved zebra print since I was 16. I've been playing guitar for almost 2 years. I love looking at the sky and noticing how it's a slightly different shade of blue every day. being forgotten after I die is not something that bothers me, and it's something that I actually kind of want. Like, I really think the people in the Bible who are just mentioned in like part of a sentence, those are the really epic people who are faithful to God and get like a little, like, I don't know, I think that's more special than being like well known by everyone. Looking at the stars makes me feel so small compared to God, and that makes me feel really safe. I feel very strongly that racism is still a huge problem in America, and whenever I meet someone who's like, we're a colorblind society, we're past racism, I just think that they're really misinformed on like how the country actually is. I am politically liberal on most issues, but I am personally against abortion. But I understand the conservative position on most issues, and I respect so much people who are intelligent conservatives because they have really good points too. My arms are double jointed. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can like twist my arm. Yeah, I think you can see it. Also, my back is extremely flexible. Like, I can do this really easily. My hair is bleached blonder than its natural color, and I bleach it at home with hydrogen peroxide, and I actually made a video about that you can go watch right here about how I bleach my hair. Going along with that, I do not completely trust hair salons because they're always really mean and critical to me about my hair, and they always chop off way more than they say they're going to. I am a dualist in philosophy, which means I believe in an immaterial mind, but I call it a soul. I believe that we can change and shape our soul. I think that there can be logical contradictions when we're dealing with theology and God interacting with the world, and I don't understand it, but I don't have to. I think it's wrong to view the Bible as a rule book or as a place of information, because I think the purpose of the Bible is to introduce us to God, and then through that relationship to shape our hearts and our lives and to open our minds. I always notice the sounds of people's laughs, and some of my friends have the most beautiful sounding laughs, and it makes me so happy. I feel most similar to my dad of any person in the world, which is strange because our personalities are so different, but he understands me theologically and intellectually so much. My favorite foods are cucumbers and tomatoes and cuties, or clementines as they're called on the East Coast. I was so scared of heights until I was 18, and that's when I came to college and I decided I was going to conquer my fear of heights, and I did. My birthday is July 22nd. My Christian birthday, which is the day I got baptized, is February 10th. My favorite season is fall. I love doing ab workouts. Working out in general is really fun, but I love the feeling of like soreness in your abs when you wake up the next day after doing a workout. It makes me happy. My last name is not Rizze. That's an alias that I made up. It actually has a really special meaning that is kind of a secret, but I love Rizze so much better than my actual last name. So those are 100 facts about me, and make sure to go to my website, LizziesAnswers.com, if you haven't yet. Make sure to thumbs up the video because more people will find this video if you click like. So click like. I will see you all next Monday. I love you so much. Bye.